Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. It's what day is it today? It is Monday. Christmas was on Friday. Um, Probably spent it pretty well on your own, as did I. We're all on lockdown. Nobody really can go anywhere. Excuse me, unless you're going for groceries or thank goodness the post office is still open. I've been a busy girl over the Christmas break. What I will say is I was fielding quite a few customers who were actually my customers were very reasonable. Nobody got angry or rude or aggressive with me for not receiving their packages on time. I don't know what to tell you. It is unprecedented volumes of packages going through Canada Post, not to mention just Christmas volume in general and COVID. I know our local sorting department or depot or whatever you want to call it had a couple of COVID cases not long before that final pickup day on Christmas Eve. So whether or not that had something to do with it, I don't know. But all I could do is share with my customers that I send all my packages expedited and tracked. I know that seems to be a upgrade for a lot of Etsy sellers. Not for me. It's standard for me. I do not want the hassle of trying to chase down a package. The extra money it costs to send it tracked is well worth it in my regard. And in saying that, I had a lady yesterday asking me for significant discounts on Roots bags, actually. My prices are pretty bare to the bone as it is. I've gone over this many times for everybody, but there is a built-in allotment for shipping. There has to be. There's no such thing as free shipping. And here in Canada, an average shipping cost is $20 plus. If it's going to the US, it can be over $20. Then there is the fees that Etsy charges for the listing, then the selling percentage, and then there's the checkout payment percentage. And then there's what I paid for the bag in the first place. There's my shipping, my packaging, my tape, I hate to kind of go that nitpicky, but these are all costs that I incur. So, I mean, if I make 15, $20 on a bag, sometimes I'm lucky. So I don't discount my bags, as this young lady said, well, it's Boxing Day. And I get that, but I'm not Marshalls and I'm not, Best Buy or Wish or any of those conglomerates, Amazon that can, take a loss at this time of the year just to say that you've got a Boxing Day sale running. Every day in my Etsy store is a sale. I try to keep everything under $100 unless it's something special. And I do have a couple of special pieces to show you today. So I'm a long tail seller. I don't mind if the items sit there for a year even. There is a person who's going to love every bag. And actually today I sent out, or I am going to be sending out, an extremely decorative, had a like an Indian scene on the front and back, and it was all gold embossed and hand painted, absolutely gorgeous. So that's going to somebody in Toronto, a very, very unique little bag. So there is something in my store for everybody. I'm almost up to 330, 40 listings now. And as I start to move into some different categories, which is where I'm going today, there's going to be even more. So let's get to the bags. Today I have some business bags for you and a vintage Coach piece that I completely forgot I had. And man, did I have a hard time finding it. Eventually, via the Creed, finally I did find it, and I found a couple on eBay One the same color, but not in very good shape, and one in black, which is not in very good shape. But I'll get to that one. So not sure how easy it's going to be for me to show you this one because it is quite heavy. And well, yeah, it's quite heavy. So it'll be an experiment to see what the shipping is for that one. It won't be 20 bucks, I'll tell you that. So here, I'm going to get my purse out of the way so it don't fall on my face. Here it is. It's an attaché briefcase. It's nothing special per se until you look at the closure. Check this out. It opens like this. Isn't that the coolest thing? Now this bag, this briefcase, I don't think it's ever been used. There is a little indent here. But look at this thing. The color's kind of popping in and out. The real rich color, that's a real representative of the color. So these pockets here expand and or tighten depending on which one you go to. There's area for some pens, there's card slots, and then there's just your open. And it does kind of click shut via the little dude here. So I have a lot of these and I've just been kind of hanging on to them. But you know what? I did a little bit of research over the break, and I noticed that people are listing these, and they're in really, really crappy condition, a lot of them. And the money they're asking for them, oh my goodness me. So this one does have some blemishes. I've conditioned the heck out of it. There is some wear. There is a little bit. Now, this is the worst thing that this little guy has. It's not affecting the stitching. The stitching hasn't been compromised in any way. And it's not an area of bend or fold that it's going to get any worse. I'm not sure what's happened there. Looks like a little mouse might have got to it, actually, if I'm being really honest. But I don't know. On the back, there's a little bit where it's been laid down. But that interior, like there's no creasing in those pockets on the back wall. I don't know if this has been used necessarily. There is a little bit of wear on the handle. I would say, if anything, the damage on this is just from being stored very poorly. And I have to hold my hand up to that, because what I would do with most of these cases is I would take them to the art crawl. I've mentioned this before. In Hamilton, Ontario, once a month in the summer months, we have an art festival. It actually happens all year round, obviously not right now with COVID, but during the nicer months, we're able to take a table and just set up our stuff. And I typically get most of my big heavy stuff there so that I'm not having to deal with shipping. And I really have not done the online thing prior to COVID. So this is me just, I'm not necessarily buying them anymore. But I do have some that I would like to pass on to, a funky gentleman, even lady who, likes a little bit of a statement piece. I mean, can you imagine going to your meeting and throwing this up on the table? Conversation piece for sure. And that's my first piece. So these are bags I actually just listed today. So I wanted to talk about them right away just because it is a little bit of a new department for me within my Etsy store, the business bags. And there will be more coming. So that's why I've done it the way I've done it. So now for the coach. So this is a nylon and leather. So this is all caramel colored nylon. This is leather. It does have the original vintage hang tag, the top handle. All this hardware is brass, all brass. The leather, the corners are in nice condition. no visible. There is, there is a little bit of scuffing, but nothing. There's a couple of little blemishes. I can't even really, yeah, right here. And you can see I can add a little bit more conditioner to this before it goes out, if and when it goes out. There's a back slip pocket, and then your twist. It does have the original strap with all the brass hardware. There's the Coach branding on there. So it has two internal compartments, one with a couple of slip pockets in leather, and then this is the Creed. Ugh, try and get it out for you so you can see it. Made in the USA, so it's an older offering. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. There's no wear at all inside. It's absolutely gorgeous. So as I said, I forgot all about this one. And see my ironing board rocking back and forth. I've been brainstorming some ideas on how to maybe upgrade from the ironing board. So it's 4 inches deep. So, and I think it's 16 inches this way and 12 inches this way. So I have it listed as a unisex. I mean, I think it is a men's, but I'd wear it. No problem at all. It's and it doesn't necessarily have to be a business bag. Not really. I mean, even an overnight bag, you know, you can get quite a bit in there. But it's vintage Coach all the same. So my friend, the what is her? God, I forget her. Vintage Coach collector. I know her bags are probably a little older than this, but you should check her out. Her collection of vintage Coach is absolutely incredible. I don't do a lot with Coach, but oh my goodness me, I appreciate knowledge and I appreciate hard work. And actually, I do have to make another amendment to some information I gave out some time before regarding Roots. Roots' first store was not in the Rosedale subway. It was on was it Young? I don't even know if it was Young Street, so I'm not going to say. I think it was Young Street above the Rosedale subway. So again, I made an error and I wanted to correct that. I've been doing a lot more research with Roots. I shared in a previous video that I'd like to become as knowledgeable as my Coach vintage friend is with the Roots, and it'll be a process. And I feel that Roots is our Coach in terms of quality, craftsmanship. Now, in saying that, my research, I think it was 2017, the two gentlemen that own Roots have sold it on to, I want to say Searchlight, Starlight. Again, I need to be more prepared, so shame on me. Again, making the same mistakes. But they sold their business on because none of their 5 children, they have 5 children between them, the two gents, wanted to carry on the business. So, which is sad, but not everybody is built to run a business. I mean, I have a hard enough time with just my little guy here. I can't imagine what it would be to have something as large as Roots. And another association that I made, I watch Joe Rogan all the time. Those of you who know me know I just think he's the best thing. Not such a big fan of his comedy, but I love his podcast. And he has a fanny pack that has the Joe Rogan Experience on it from Roots. And I wondered, how the heck? I watch my purse tripping colleague in California, all my US, Dion Dean, Lavender Clothesline, nobody ever seems to come up with anything Roots. And then Joe Rogan presents this Roots fanny pack. And I wondered, how the heck did he get his hands on Roots? Well, Roots has a store in Los Angeles. So I guess that's why. Again, I don't know for sure, but it makes sense. The Roots quality is absolutely amazing. They get their leather from the same tanneries as Hermes, and that just says, I don't know if they do anymore. I shared with you also that I have a customer in Toronto, um, who had to take a bag back twice this year, early in this year, because the strap was not secured and kept breaking. And Danier Leather, that's a whole other conversation. I wouldn't even pick their new stuff up in the thrift store. It is garbage. So, here we are. Shout out for thrifting, shout out for secondhand, shout out for vintage. Forget the fact that they're little pieces of fashion history. Forget the fact that they're typically one offs. Forget the fact that you are getting a bag that probably nobody else is going to be walking down the street with. The quality. They don't make it the way they used to. And how can they? When you've got the fast fashion and you've got all these companies trying to undercut each other, and then the whole retail experience is not the same anymore. It's online and everybody's trying to undercut everybody. To be honest, I'm really grateful that I found Etsy. I know people grumble about the fees and whatnot, but I couldn't reach the people that I've reached. And I mean, I have Nancy, I have a friend in Kenya now. I have, and I mean, that's YouTube as well, obviously. But the only reason I'm here is because of my Etsy store. So, anyway, my last piece, I'll shut my mouth because I get going on a tangent. You know me. This is the coolest little thing. 1970s hand-tooled writing pad folder. Look at this thing. If this doesn't sell, I have no problem keeping this. Oh, I've got it upside down. Sorry. So here's a little pocket here. There's a little thingy for your pen. And this is where you put your steno pad. So you slide the cardboard backing and then you've got your ruled or blank pages here. There is a little bit of a channel, so that will absorb the thickness of the pad. There is a little bit of color missing from here, but you show up at your meeting, and I mean, I know we're Zooming and we're doing all that thing. Even a Zoom meeting, you take that out and put it on the desk in front of you. What a conversation piece. Like, wow. I didn't realize it's different on the front to the back. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's how you can figure out which end is which. Okay. Duh. So there's my offerings for today. Very business oriented. New Year is coming. Want to help everybody try to stay positive during this month lockdown that we have here in Ontario. Is it going to be a month? Who knows? It might be longer, actually. But anyway, there we go. There's my great pieces of information for you today. Hopefully, I'd rather look a little unprepared than give you the wrong information. So again, I'm learning. Every time I do one of these things, I'm learning. So now I'm going to upload this baby and I'm going to go out and do the stairs. I haven't done anything in a while and I have gained weight. I have got such an attitude problem today because of it. I'm so mad. I worked so hard to lose a bunch of weight and I've gained I've gained about 15 pounds back and I'm not happy at all. And I am of the mindset where I'm like, screw it. But you know what? 15 turns into 20, turns into 25. So I want to catch it while it's 15 and try and get back on track. And my mental health is very, very attached to how I feel about myself and aesthetics. I don't know if it's aesthetics necessarily, but it is very, very important to me to get up every day and feel like I can conquer the world. And when I'm carrying weight that I wish I wasn't, I certainly don't feel that way. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of the day. Do something you don't want to do. Clean a shelf. I've got 5 more to go. I did clean that one. So have a great day, and I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye bye now.